going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today I have an underused match against Sujan, and I built a pretty fun team. I got some new guys on my team, and they're pretty interesting. I also brought back Handy Job because that guy's been cramped up in the PC box for far too long now, so he's making a comeback. Also, at the time you're watching this video, it's definitely gonna be my birthday, so I'm 20 as hell, and it feels weird. I'm not 21 though, so I can't really do anything fun, but if you hit that like button right there, that would be the best present you could ever give me. So yeah. All bullshit aside, let's hop into the Pokemon match. Let's go ahead and get it started. So he's gonna be leading off with his Aggron, and guess what? I'm leading off with my Aggron as well. So we got a nice little Aggron party going on in the battlefield. That's pretty cool. So I just go ahead and Mega Evolve as I'm like, yeah, turn into a more badass Aggron. All right. And at this point, I'm not really too worried about this thing really being able to do a damn thing to me. So honestly, I'm just like, I'm gonna stay in, set up my Stealth Rocks just because those are definitely gonna come in handy. This guy's got a Crobat flying around. Those things don't enjoy rocks. But yeah, I set up my Stealth Rocks, and then guess what he does? He actually decides to set up his own Stealth Rocks. So it's like a mirror battle going on right now. He's trying to go ahead and just do everything I'm doing, and I'm like, you know what, Optimus? Let's get the hell out of here then. This guy's copying. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I decided to switch in my Hitmonchan, who is Manskirt, because he's repping that sweet-ass Manskirt. I wanted to get that thing in just because I wanted to scare off the Aggron and then be able to get a Rapid Spin, just because for some reason Hitmonchan can learn Rapid Spin, which is pretty badass. So I built a Rapid Spin Hitmonchan, so that's kind of fun. He roars me into my Reuniclus, which is actually not too bad of a play here because I end up going for the Psyshock, as if he would have stayed in, it wouldn't have done shit, but he switches into his stupid Flower, who takes that physical damage not very nicely at all. So that sucks for that stupid Florges guy. I hate Florges. I don't know what it is. That thing is just, it's just annoying. So here's the cool part. I actually knew that if I went for the Psyshock again, he was going to switch into his Sharpedo to be able to block that with the Dark type. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go for an Energy Ball, and my prediction actually ends up being correct right there. So I was like, holy hell. Now I don't have to deal with the Sharpedo. I'm fucking stoked. So that's pretty awesome. He goes into the Flygon here, and I know he's gonna U-turn, and I'm like, I also know that Bubble can take fucking U-turns all day and all night, brother. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna stay in, and then he's gonna have to, you know, switch in accordingly. So Reuniclus is looking pretty healthy over here, as I just ended up going for the Psyshock on the Flygon in case he wanted to stay in. But the Aggron's going to come in and just take absolutely no damage from that. So he probably feels pretty ridiculous having switched into his Sharpedo at this point and lost that, considering I can't do a damn thing to his Aggron in the first place. So, alright, I'm going to go ahead and switch out now. I bring in Hitmonchan as I'm like, you can't touch me, Mr. Aggron. You can't touch me. He goes for an Iron Head, and it actually does a decent amount of damage, but I'm like, you know what, luckily my Manskirt's grubbing some nice apple remains, got them leftovers. So I got some health. Also, I do carry Drain Punch on this Hitmonchan, so I don't really care about losing health. So anyways, he's going to switch into the Crobat as I go for the Rapid Spin. I get the stones away from my side, and now, I mean, the only reason why I have a Rapid Spin Hitmonchan on this team is because I carry a damn Moltres, who does not enjoy Stealth Cocks very much, let me tell you. So, I'm afraid of a Brave Bird. I know Crobat can just go ahead and like do all sorts of weird, crazy shit like that. I don't know what kind of freaking Crobat this even is, but he actually goes for the Defog here, which kind of makes it so it's like, damn it, why the hell did I even go for the Rapid Spin, considering now all the Stealth Rocks are gone, and I'm like, well, shit. So, now he makes a pretty nice play. He goes for the Taunt, thinking I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks again, just to get them bitches back up, but I actually went for the Thunder Wave, and my Aggron carries Thunder Wave, and it's actually really damn helpful. It would have been quite nice to get a Thunder Wave off on that flappy little purple flying fuck, but unfortunately, you know, shit doesn't go your way most of the time. So now he's gonna bring in his Flygon. He's gonna want to get like some sort of Earthquake on me or something. But I ended up double switching. I brought in Manskirt because I actually think for some reason I expected him to go into his Aggron or something, and I wanted to get a Drain Punch off on some shit to get that guy some more health, but didn't work out. So now I'm gonna go into Moltres here, as I kind of predict like an Earthquake or a U-turn. I mean, usually you can kind of think that he's gonna U-turn on a Flygon. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna bring in my big ass flying chicken. Exactly, I mean, it's like, this is some spicy fucking chicken right here. Look at this guy. Straight up on fire. So, unfortunately for me, he's able to U-turn into the Florges, and at this point I was like, you know what, fuck it, a Specs Fire Blast from Moltres should do the trick. And as you'll see here, I get absolutely robbed of that kill. He lives with like freaking 1 HP, and he's able to get a Wish up, and now I know he's just gonna go for the Protect and get all his health back. So I was like, well, titties all over the place, Moltres, we almost had him. Next time, buddy, next time. So, I'm gonna actually just end up going into my Handy Job here, as I was like, you know who doesn't enjoy physical attacks? These fucking flowers. And you know who has some pretty solid physical attacks? My boy Handy Job. So, I kind of just wanted to get Handy Job in here just to kind of scare this thing away, see what he wants to do. I'm going to go ahead and go for the fake out, I believe, as he goes into the stupid grow. No, sorry. I went for the U-turn predicting a switch. Had I gone for the fake out, I wouldn't have been able to get a matchup on whatever he brings in. So I just decided to go for the U-turn on the first turn. So that's pretty awesome. So now I know that he has the Crobat out here, and I'm like, alright, Wildcat, now's your time to shine. And shock some bitches. You know, do your Wildcat thing. You know, do whatever your electric ass does. So he's gonna go ahead and switch because he does not want to take a Thunderbolt from a Raikou, as I would suspect. And as you'll see here, I end up going for the Hidden Power Ice, predicting the Flygon to come in to negate my electric attack. But unfortunately, this freaking Rocky guy over here comes out, and he's not gonna take much damage from that special attack. You know, the Hitmons really have some pretty solid ass special defense. It's pretty interesting. So he goes for the Ice Punch, as I'm not really sure why he went for that, but Bubble is just going to go ahead and absorb the shit out of that, as he now goes for the Earthquake, and it's not going to do too much more damage, as I leave it with 15 HP, and I'm able to get a recover off. I'm like, not dying today, Bubble. You're staying alive, buddy. So at this point, I pretty much know that he's going to switch. He'd have to be freaking crazy to stay in with a Hitmonchan against my Reuniclus, so I'm like, you know, he's probably going to switch into whatever. He ends up going into the Flygon, as I just decided to go for the Psyshock, wanted to get decent damage on whatever comes in, and the Flygon is gonna take a pretty solid chunk from that, and I ain't even mad. So I'm gonna have to switch the hell out of here. I actually predict the U-turn. It wouldn't have killed my Reuniclus, however, I kind of wanted to conserve that HP, so I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go into Moltres. If he does decide to U-turn, he's gonna go into something that's probably not gonna really enjoy my Moltres. So the U-turn happens. Moltres does not give two shits about that, and he is able to switch into his Rose again, who, you know, is kind of actually the only thing on his team that can counter my Moltres. But then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, this thing, fuck this thing. He can't hurt me, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go for an Air Slash. Maybe I could get some flinches, get a little lucky. I actually get a critical hit and a flinch on that turn, and I was like, well, that could not have gone any better. So I was like, you know what, I might as well just stay in, go ahead and try to Air Slash one more time. But he's smart, he goes for a Protect just to get a little bit more leftovers, and his health is looking to the point where it's honestly going to be a long shot for my Moltres to kill it. But I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to keep on Air Slashing. If I could get some flinches, that would be perfect. And he actually decides to switch into his Aggron at this point. He knows that since he's taken so much damage from my attacks, he basically kind of can, you know, tell that I'm his choice spec freaking Moltres. So I was locked into Air Slash there, and I was like, you know what, fuck that. Gonna send out my my Hitmonchan again, as he's just gonna go ahead and set up his Stealth Rocks again, which kind of shows me that he is afraid of my Moltres. He wants that thing to come in and just get absolutely destroyed by some damage. I actually ended up going for the Thunder Punch here. I really expected the Crobat to come in, fearing like a Drain Punch or something like that, and then he would be able to kill me off with a Brave Bird. But he actually just stays in, and his Aggron's gonna go ahead and poison me. And Manskirt does not take too kindly to being poisoned. You'll see later that Manskirt's about to rip some shit up because he is unhappy. So he's gonna go ahead and switch here. He can't bring in the Crobat because he knows I have the, well actually no, it's my bad. He can't bring the Crobat, and he does, because for some reason he goes into the Crobat. He knew I wouldn't Thunder Punch again, so I just went for the Drain Punch there, and it doesn't do too much. So that was a nice prediction on his part. I could have gone for the freaking Thunder Punch there again, and made a really nice play, but unfortunately, Mr. Crobat is not going to have it. So since he has his Crobat out, he is expecting me to go into my Aggron, so therefore he's going to switch into his little punching dude, who's going to take a Thunder Punch to the face, and it looks like we've got a nice little boxing match going on right now. Manskirt has, you know, he's poisoned, and he's got a decent amount of health, I guess. But luckily that Thunder Punch actually did a nice amount of damage to this Hitmonchan, and it actually led me to believe that this next Drain Punch was actually going to kill it. So luckily I am able to outspeed it, and we see who is the superior puncher today. Definitely my Hitmonchan. Look at this guy, just hopping around, doesn't give a fuck about this poison, just fucking eating some leftovers, still at a pretty reasonable amount of health here. So now he's gonna have to bring in Damien again, who is gonna go for the Brave Bird, as I'm like, you know what, well this time I'm gonna bring in Optimus, since you don't have that Hitmonchan anymore. I feel pretty safe about that, and Optimus Prime is gonna take absolutely no damage from a Brave Bird. That's just, that would probably hurt the fucking Crobat more than it would hurt my Aggron. Just that, how much steel you just ran into with your little bird face probably hurt. And I'm sorry about that, Damien. I'm sorry about that. It happens though. Aggron's an asshole. So now he's going to go ahead and switch. He is going to bring in his last-ditch effort to try to kill my Aggron, which is the Flygon, but unfortunately for him, an Iron Head is just going to absolutely destroy that thing. So at this point in the match, he has lost all things that can absolutely, can touch my freaking Aggron. So he decides to go ahead and forfeit the match there, which was, you know, honestly, I don't care about forfeiting if it results in like the only move you can do. He would have to just pussyfoot around and not be able to hurt my ag run at that point, but nonetheless, that was a really good match. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said in the beginning, if you click that thumbs up, I would be in love with you, maybe.